We started our study on the descent of the Holy Name.
上一回我们讲了这个圣名的降临。
Today we continue.
今天来继续。
I guess you have forgotten everything we did last time.
大家可能忘记了之前所说的。
Okay, a very brief review.
很快的复习。
Holy name descends from the spiritual world by vibrating the tongues of the pure devotees in this world.
圣名的降临呢，是由这个纯粹奉献者的舌头呢，这样传递到这个世界来。
Because the material tongue cannot vibrate the holy name.
因为物质的舌头无法去震荡这个圣名。
And the material ear cannot hear the holy name.
然后物质的耳朵也是没办法去聆听这个圣名。
Because the holy name is pure spiritual, is Krishna himself.
因为圣名呢是纯粹灵性的，也是 Krishna 自己。
But the spiritual master vibrates his spiritual tongue.
那是灵性导师呢去发出这个音震。
His spiritual tongue.
灵性的舌头来发音。
And that sound enters into our ears.
那这个声音进到我们的耳朵。
It crosses over our minds.
然后这样穿越我们的心意。
Our intelligence.
然后再穿越我们的智性。
Until eventually touches our hearts.
然后最终呢进到我们的心灵。
It touches the soul himself.
然后触动的这个灵魂。
And then the soul, when it feels the presence of the holy name,
当灵魂呢，它感到圣名的存在。
With the soul, with its own spiritual tongue, vibrates the holy name.
那灵魂用它自己灵性的舌头来这个发出圣名。
And then at that time, we can perceive Krishna in the holy name.
那个时候呢，我们可以去感觉到 Krishna 的圣名。
When we say Krishna, we see Krishna.
当我们说 Krishna 的时候，我们是见到 Krishna。
At our stage now, most of us, we say the name, we hear the name, but we don't see the person.
在我们这个阶段呢，我们虽然说着这个名字，但是我们没有见到他本人。
So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the originator of the descent of the holy name.
那主Chaitanya Mahaprabhu呢，是圣名的最直接的传递者。
It's by his mercy that the holy names were propagated all over the world.
由于他的仁慈呢，这个主的圣名呢，遍扬世界。
And he empowered the holy names with pure love.
然后呢，把这个圣名注满了这纯粹的爱。
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wrote eight very important verses called Shikshastakam.
主Chaitanya Mahaprabhu呢写了最主要的8节诗，叫八训规。
It's the only thing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wrote.
那这是主Chaitanya Mahaprabhu唯一写注下来的。
But these 8 verses, they contain the final message of all spiritual instructions.
那这个八训规呢，包含了所有灵性训示的结论。
Everything is there in these 8 verses.
所有一切都已经在这8节诗里面了。
And in the first verse,
在这第一个诗里面，
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains the effects that manifest from vibrating the transcendental sound.
主Chaitanya Mahaprabhu呢，第一段就讲述了这个从这个超然音震的发生出来的。
The transcendental sound of Hare-Krishna, Hare-Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So in the first verse, we're going to analyze the first verse.
我们来分析第一节诗。
So let's try to read the Sanskrit together.
这个范文呢，尽量一起念。
Cheto darpanam ajanam, Cheto darpanam ajanam, Bhavamahadavagni nirvapanam, Bhavamahadavagni nirvapanam. Chandrika Vitaranam Shreya Kerala Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadhu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Punamritasvadanam Sarvatmasnapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. In English, for the English population.
英文的。
Glory to the Shri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditioned life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtana movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large, because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss. It enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. 中文。
荣耀归于极受圣主Krishna圣名的运动，这运动清除心中今年堆积的灰尘，从而熄灭受制约生命的火焰，生死轮回的火焰。这极受圣名的运动传播月亮恩泽的光芒。 是对全人类最好的祝福。它是一切超然知识的生命，它扩展了超然极乐的海洋，让我们能充分尝到我们一直渴望的甘露。
So this first verse explains the 5 major effects that manifest from vibrating the transcendental sound of Krishna's holy names.
这个第一条呢，描述了在我们念诵圣名的5个特质。
The first one, Cheto Darpana Marjanam.
首先是这个
It removes the dust in the mirror of our minds.
去除我们心中累积的积尘。
Our minds are the medium connecting the soul to the gross body.
我们的心意呢，是一个在我们灵魂跟这个外界的媒介。
Because the soul has no material activity.
灵魂没有物质的活动。
When the soul is covered by illusion, like now.
当灵魂被假象蒙蔽，就像我们现在这样子。
The soul remains in a dormant state.
这个灵魂呢，就是潜藏不动的状态。
What we call a suspended animation.
就好像说静止不动的卡通。
A little bit like when I don't know if any of you had an experience of receiving anesthesia for surgical operation. Surgical. You get anesthesia, total anesthesia.
完全麻醉，在外科的时候完全被麻醉了。
At that time, the soul is in suspended animation.
这个时候灵魂就是这样悬挂着哈。
We totally don't remember from the point we breathe the chemicals until we wake up. We don't remember absolutely anything.
就是说麻醉药一注进去，一直到我们醒来之前呢，完全都不记得。
It's not a sleeping state.
这个时候不是睡眠。
Because in sleeping state we dream and you remember the dreams.
因为在睡眠的时候，我们还会做梦，也会记得一些梦境。
But in that condition, we are total absent.
在那个时候，我们完全不在。
Means no activity.
没有活动。
So. But the soul, even though it has no material activity, the soul is so powerful.
虽然没有物质的活动，但是灵魂是非常有力量的。
It spreads consciousness all over the body.
它把这个我们知觉传布全身。
You would pinch any little part of your body and you immediately feel it.
如果我们说随便刺一下你身体的任何地方，你马上觉得。
Who is feeling? Is the soul.
那是谁在感觉？是灵魂在感觉。
Through consciousness.
是透过这个知觉。
And through the medium Through the medium of the mind, the senses become active.
透过心意这个媒介呢，各个感官变得活跃。
And through the activities of the senses, we know the external world, we know things.
那透过这个感官，我们察知外界的世界。
By seeing, by hearing, by touching, by smelling.
视觉啦、触觉啦、碰觉啦、听觉啦，各种感觉。
If the mind is not clear,
假如心意不清楚的话
we can suffer confusion.
我们会觉得痛苦，迷惑这种痛苦。
Sometimes we can experience pain.
有时候会觉得痛苦，有痛。
We experience disease.
或是感觉的生病了。
Or even death.
甚至死亡。
It's by the mind. It's because of the mind that we mistakenly thinking that I am suffering, I am painful, I am giving birth, I am dying.
是由于心意给我们这个讯息说我在痛苦，我在快乐，我在死啊，我在怎么样啊
It's the mind.
是这个心意。
Yes, death is a state of mind only.
那这个死亡也是心意的一种状态。
Because the soul, we do not have death.
因为灵魂呢是我们自己，我们没有死亡。
So the mind, when the mind is cleansed by the chanting of the Maha Mantra,
所以心意呢是受到念诵 Maha Mantra 来净化。
then the mind becomes purified.
这时候受到 Mantra 这个心意得到净化。
When we flowed, we filled the mind with this transcendental sound of the holy name.
当我们的心意充满着这个圣名的音震。
It's just like stepping on a bomb.
Stepping
on a bomb. A bomb, you know, boom. Stepping on a bomb.
就好像你踩在这个炸弹上面。
And all our misconceptions of so-called material suffering or material enjoyment are totally destroyed.
就是踩在这个炸弹都爆开了，然后就说我们所有物质概念里面各种痛苦完全没有了。
Destroyed, all destroyed.
完全摧毁了，没有了。
And then the mind reflects the real spiritual energy of the soul.
这时候心意呢会回射到我们原来灵魂这个灵性的本质。
The qualities of the soul.
灵魂的本质。
Because like in a mirror, if the mirror is clean, we can see our image.
就好像镜子是干净的话，我们可以看到我们这个影像。
But if the mirror is dirty, what do we see?
如果镜子是脏的话，我们看到什么
What do you see?
那个时候看到什么
Dirt. You just see the dirt. Yes, that's what we see when our minds are not clear, are not purified.
就是我们看到的样子呢，当我们心意不干净的时候呢，不清楚的时候，我们看到就是那一层。
That's the misconceptions we have in the material world. What we think we are, we're thinking we are suffering, we think we are dying, we think we are growing old. This is all misconception. It's not true. The soul does not experience anything of that.
那种状态呢，这个心意这样的状态呢，就是我们这种错觉。我们在物质世界里面看到自己，说自己在老啦，在死亡啦，在干嘛，在痛苦，在做什么，这些都是幻象。
So this is the first effect that appears from the chanting of the holy names.
这是在念诵圣名所展示出来的第一个效应。
The mirror of our mind becomes clear, becomes clean.
就是我们心意的这个镜子变得干净了。
And we can perceive ourselves as we are.
我们那时候可以看到自己原本的样子。
And no more material misconceptions.
那时候就没有任何物质上的误解。
The second, the potency of the transcendental sound. By the potency of the transcendental sound, the fire of material existence is extinguished.
第二个效应呢，就是借由圣名的力量呢，就像熊熊大火一样，把我们物质的存在一切摧毁了。
It's like a rain, like a big rain.
就好像 大雨一样把这森林之火熄灭了。
This is the second effect. Bhava Madhava Agni Nirvapanam. The fire of material existence is extinguished.
物质存在之火消灭熄灭了。
You see this word Nirvapanam
Nirvana
is the same root, is the same meaning as Nirvana.
跟那个 Nirvana 是同一个字根。
That the Buddhists, they use this word Nirvana.
佛教常用这个 Nirvana 这个字。涅槃。
They also understand is extinguishing the fire of material existence. That's the meaning of Nirvana.
他们也了解涅槃，就是说物质存在的情况熄灭了。
Because it is a fact, the biologists and scientists, they say that the body is a burning organism.
在生物学或者是我们说科学界也是这样的事实，就是说，这个物质肉体呢，就是一个燃烧的个有机体。
And is giving off heat.
在燃烧中发出热
steam.
还有这个蒸汽。
CO2, carbon dioxide.
二氧化碳。
It's a burning organism.
所以呢，这个肉体也只是一个在燃烧的一个有机体而已。
Our bodies have been burning since the time of birth, from the fire of digestion.
我们的身体呢，从我们一出生开始呢，都是一直在被这个消化之火在烧着。
So the body has been burning. Slowly burning.
是一直在烧着，一直在烧着。
And then when you come to 70 years old age, we burn, and then we get another body.
70、80身体一直烧完了，这个身体转化到另外一个躯体，又开始要烧了。
And this is what's happening with us all the time.
这是一直发生在我们身体的情况。
Lucky if you get a human form, next a human form of life.
幸运是我们的得到一个人类的身体。
But by the potency of the holy name, we can stop this process.
借由圣名的力量呢，我们可以停止这一些程序。
We don't want to get another material body.
我们不想要再有一个物质身体。
We want to join Krishna in the spiritual world.
我们想要在灵性世界参加 Krishna 的行列。
And that's what the chanting of the holy name produces. Extinguish our material existence, and when no more material existence, poof, we are back to Vaikuntha.
这就是圣名的力量，就是消灭我们物质存在之火，把它消灭，然后我们就不要有物质这样的存在。
The next effect.
下一个效应。
Shreda Kerava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadhu Jivanam. Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadhu Jivanam. The holy names are like the cooling moon-like rays.
圣名呢，就像清凉的月光一样。
They give life to the conditioned souls.
给了这个受条件制约的生命，给予他们生命。
This transcendental sound spreads the light of all blessings.
这个超然的音震呢，传遍所有的吉祥。
And you become fearless.
人们变得无畏。
We become free from anxiety.
没有任何恐惧、忧虑。
Because our lives become blissful.
那我们生命就变得是喜乐的。
Because when we come out of the womb in the material world,
当我们在物质世界这个就离开这个胎盘子宫了。
We approach this world with many deep-rooted fears.
我们呢，在来到这个世界是带着很多根深蒂固的恐惧。
Is there safety?
这个世界有安全吗
Is there peace?
会和平吗
Is there happiness?
有快乐吗
And the answer?
那个答案呢是
is a big spiritual yes.
答案是 很大很大的是
a positive answer.
很正面的答案。
That's the result of the holy name.
那这是圣名的结果。
Positive answer. Hare-Krishna, Hare-Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The next effect. Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Punamrita Svadanam. Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipadam Namrita Svadanam. This is the fourth effect.
第4个效应，
The soul in the material world has been so thirsty since time immemorial.
灵魂在这个物质世界很久以来是这样饥渴着。
So thirsty, like you have been crossing a desert for so many lifetimes.
好像生生世世在沙漠里面那么渴。
But now, by the pure chanting of the holy names, the soul has been drowned in bliss.
那由于念诵圣名的力量呢，这个灵魂呢就进入在喜悦里。
Has been drowned in the ocean of nectar of Harinam Sankirtan.
沉入在这个习诵圣名里面的海洋，喜乐海洋。
Harinam Sankirtan. This one. So this is the ocean of bliss of Harinam Sankirtan.
集诵圣名的这个喜乐的海洋。
Now we start to experience. We have been drowned in the nectar.
我们沉浸在这个甘露海洋里。
This is the fourth effect of chanting the holy names.
念诵圣名的第4个效应。
And the fifth.
第5个效应。
Sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Krishna. This effect has twofold meaning.
这个效应有2个意义。
One is external, one is internal.
一个是外在的，一个是内在的。
Sarvatma means all atmas.
Sarvatma 就是所有的这些灵魂。
No matter in what species of life.
不管是哪一种类的生命。
The holy name touches all the atmas with spiritual knowledge.
圣名呢，触碰了每一个灵魂，是以灵性的知识触碰每个灵魂。
It touches all the atmas with spiritual bliss.
触碰了每个灵魂是喜乐，灵性的喜乐这样触碰着。
And with spiritual love.
然后有着灵性的爱。
So all atmas are touched, no matter what is the body they have.
所以呢，圣名里呢，所有的灵魂，不管它是什么样的身体呢，它灵魂都被圣灵触碰了。
Remember the story of Lord Chaitanya chanting in the forest of Jharkhand and making all the animals sing and dance in ecstasy.
记得主持丹亚吗？不在这个 Jharkhand 这个森林里面唱诵呢，所有的这些生物动物呢，都跟着唱跳起来了。
So when we encounter any other living entity, a little bug, a bird, or animal, whatever, chant Hare Krishna.
所以我们接触到任何其他生物，不管是小虫子啊、小鸟啦，都跟他们唱诵圣名。
Just don't hug the tiger or snake, but
但是不要去拥抱这老虎或蛇，
chant Hare Krishna.
就是念着 Hare Krishna。
One time, what was named Govinda Dasi, Srila Prabhupada disciple. She was making garlands, and then a worm that you cannot see. They don't have head. There's no head, no tail, no a snail. What do you call a snail? A snail, you know. There's no shape, you know, just moving inside the floor. And she said, "Wah!" When she saw that, and Prabhupada noticed.
曾经呢，这个头发的一个门徒Govinda Dasi呢，他在这个做花这些服务的时候，刚好有一个虫子，虫子又没有尾巴，也没有头，也没有壳，身体软软，就这样动啊动。他看着就叫，Prabhupada看到了。
She made a expression of disgust seeing such a creature.
他就觉得这个虫子很丑很可恶，就这样脸上很不屑一顾的看着。可是Prabhupada看到了。
Srila Prabhupada told her, chant Hare Krishna to the poor thing.
那Prabhupada就对他说，对这个可怜的生物，对他念 Hare Krishna。
Because Srila Prabhupada could see, soul is there.
因为Prabhupada可以看到灵魂也在这个小虫子。
Even in that strange creature that repugnates us, is actually a spiritual soul.
即使是说那么可怕身体的生物，它也是一个灵魂。
Another meaning of Atma.
另外一个 Atma 的意思是
refers to the body,
也可以说是身体，
or the mind,
或是心意，
intelligence,
或智性，
conviction,
或是一个这个信念，
even nature.
甚至一个本质自然。
Sometimes it's translated any of these words.
有时候被翻译成任何这其中的一个字眼。
So in that case, Sarvatma means that the chanting of the Maha Mantra purifies everything that exists.
所以呢，在这个地方 Sarvatma 就是说唱诵圣名呢，净化所有一切的存在。
Means the mind, the body, nature, everything is changed.
就是说身体啦、心意啦、智性啦，一切都改变了，
Everything becomes transcendental
一切都变得超然了。
by the chanting of Hare-Krishna mantra.
就是经由念诵 Hare-Krishna mantra，
Like in a temple
就好像在庙里
or ashram,
或是一个修道
a
院，
place where we are always engaged in devotional service.
一直在进行奉爱服务的地方。
Everything within the temple is transcendental.
一切在庙里的一切都是超然的，
Even a cushion
甚至这个垫子，
is transcendental.
这个垫子也是超然的。
Srila Prabhupada chastises a devotee for touching a pillow with his feet.
Prabhupada 曾经这个责骂呢，就是说有人用脚这样去踢这个垫子。
We touch something dirty with our feet,
我们呢一般是用脚去碰那个脏的东西，
not a pure thing. We don't.
干净洁净的圣洁的东西，我们不用脚去
So
碰。
we pick up with our hands.
所以我们呢垫子也是用手拿。
So be careful when you are arranging the cushions for prasada. Don't just use your feet to move things around.
所以呢，就是说我们在排垫子啦、沙等的时候呢，也是要用手去拿，不要用脚去踢来踢去。
Because by the potency of chanting the holy names, everything inside the room is spiritualized.
借由唱诵圣名呢，所有在这个空间里面一切东西都变得灵性化了。
Everything is used in Krishna's service.
一切都用在 Krishna 的服务里。
So he acquires the same spiritual nature as Krishna.
所以那个就跟 Krishna 同样的具有灵性的本质。
You know the example. You have iron rod. If you put in prolonged contact with the fire, the iron rod acquires the properties of the fire.
就好像我们说铁棒，你放在火里呢，这个铁棒就会得到跟火一样的品质，
It acts like fire,
它就会像那个火那样的这个功能了。
even though it's an iron rod.
即使它是一个铁棒，
So even though all these things are made of material energy in contact with the divine vibration, in contact with devotional service, acquire the transcendental qualities.
即使说这一切东西都是物质东西，但是呢，在超然的服务里面，他们都获得这个灵性的超然的品质。
So that's why it's important for the devotees to create a very spiritual atmosphere in their homes.
因此，这是对奉献来讲非常必要，就是在家里创造灵性的气氛。
By having an altar somewhere.
家里弄一个神坛。
And chanting and doing kirtan, chanting the holy names.
在里面呢，唱诵啦，念诵圣名。
So if you can saturate the sound waves with the transcendental sound, then the result will be total transformation of energy.
所以，如果在那个空间里面，可以让它充满着这个圣灵的超然音阵呢，这个里面所有一切都会充满了超然的品质。
We can transform material energy back to spiritual energy.
我们可以让这个物质的能量转换成灵性的能量。
Because material energy is part of the spiritual energy.
因为呢，物质能量是灵性能量的一部分。
It's just because we use separately that it manifests in a different way for us.
只是因为我们把它分隔来用呢，跟灵性用途分开了，所以我们把它分隔的看
So
待。
when we enter in a temple, we are entering in the atmosphere of Goloka Vrindavan.
所以当我们进到庙里面呢，我们进到这个 Goloka Vrindavan 的氛围里。
That's why the first thing when we enter a temple, we offer obeisance.
这就是为什么我们进到庙里的第一件事是顶拜。
And we don't come with our shoes.
然后不穿鞋子进来。
We don't come with dirty clothes.
甚至也是要穿干净的衣服。
We don't just speak any casual language.
不随便说闲言闲语。
Because it's a transcendental atmosphere.
因为是一个超然的气氛。
So the more we progress in our spiritual practice,
当我们在灵性练习上越进步的话
the more the holy name reveals himself to us.
这个时候圣灵会越加的揭示他自己。
Is Krishna, remember?
就是 Krishna.
There's a beautiful poem by Jayadeva Goswami.
Jayadeva Goswami 有一个很美的诗。
Oh Harinam, you enter my ear and touch my heart, and tears flow from my eyes and fall to the ground, making soft clay. My footprints are left for my successors to follow my way. Very beautiful. Get it together.
你进入了我的耳根，触动了我的心，我的泪水夺眶而出，流淌在大地上，被泪水打湿的软泥留下了我的足迹，以让后续的跟随者依循前行。
It loses the poetry in the translation. It's not as beautiful as is in the original language. But it's very important that the holy name, we mentioned in the beginning, the holy name has to be given to us by a pure devotee of the Lord.
有一件很重要的事，就记得最开始我们讲说，圣灵呢是由纯粹奉献者、纯洁奉献者所传给我们的。
We cannot receive the holy name from anybody else than from a pure devotee of the Lord.
我们是不可能从任何人呢，除了是主的纯粹奉献者之外，没有办法给我们圣灵。
If the guru is bogus,
如果这个 guru 是一个什么荒唐的人物，
he may vibrate the holy name.
或是他虚伪的人，他也许在念着圣灵的音证。
But that holy name will never touch our soul.
那个他念的圣灵永远没有办法触碰到我们。
That holy name will not pierce through the senses, mind, and intelligence.
他念的圣灵没有办法穿越我们的心意啦、感官啦。
You may say the sound is the same.
你也许会说那个音是一样的。
Now we check in internet. There's so many gurus, bogus gurus, and also giving the holy name. But that holy name is only perceived in the senses, no more than that.
你网络上可以看到很多人在那个传递圣灵啊、念诵圣灵，可是那些只是一些音证而已，没有那种力量。
It looks the same, but it's not the same.
看起来是一样，但是不一样的。
It's like you have milk or have water with a white color.
就好
Looks
像
the same.
就好像牛奶啊，跟这个水加了白颜料，看起来好像都是白的，
But you know, it's a big difference.
但是是很大的不同。
There's one nice verse in the Vedas.
那里头有一个很好的诗，
Avaishnava Mukotyanam Bhutam Hari-Kathamritam Shravanam Neva Kartavyam Sarvapochistam Yatapaya. Means we should not hear anything about Krishna from a non-Vaishnava.
这个就是说，我们不应该从不是 Vaishnava 那边去聆听这个圣灵的这一切。
As milk is very delicious, but if milk is touched by the lips of the serpent, it becomes poison.
就好像牛奶是非常甜美的，但是如果被那个蛇碰到，就变成有毒了。
We cannot drink it, it will kill us.
我们就没办法去喝，不然会毒死了。
The same way talks about Krishna or chanting the holy name by a non-Vaishnava is poisonous.
所以同样的，关于念诵圣名这些事，也是在 Vaishnava 之间才有办法这个效力，否则会是有毒的。
There are so many bogus gurus camouflaging themselves as real gurus.
有很多这些假的啦、伪装的人当咕噜啊，来当这个骗子。
In China now is also becoming a big factory of gurus.
这个中国大陆也是一个制造咕噜的大工厂。
India is the best.
印度是最大的工厂，
Can produce gurus practically every day.
几乎每天都可以生产咕噜，
All kinds of gurus.
各种各样的咕噜。
So even the holy names from these not authentic gurus, that holy name has no effect.
所以，如果不是正统的咕噜，这圣灵就没有这个效力。
Because the holy name comes from the disciplic succession of pure Vaishnavas.
圣灵是从这个师徒传承正宗 Vaishnava 师徒传承传递下来的。
It's how Krishna wants to reveal himself.
这是 Krishna 自己想要揭示他自己的方式。
The holy name invokes all the original loving sentiments that are there in our hearts.
圣灵可以触动所有我们生物原来生物所有心中的爱。
Like in the material world, we manifest this loving sentiment.
就好像物质世界，我们也是在融入着这种爱的感情。
Life is made of loving exchanges.
生命呢是为了要有爱的交流。
Without love, life is unbearable.
生命中如果没有爱，是无法忍受的。
So what are these original loving sentiments?
最原始的爱的这个情绪是什么？
There are 5 in total.
原来有5种。
We have the neutral loving sentiment.
一个中性的感情。
We have the loving sentiment of a servant.
还有仆人的感情。
Or the loving sentiment of a friend.
朋友之间这类的感情。
Parental loving sentiment.
父母之情。
Or intimate love.
或是亲密的爱。
So all these loving sentiments are there with Krishna.
这些爱的情绪呢，原来都跟 Krishna 都有的。
Krishna is the ocean of all transcendental loving sentiments.
Krishna 是这个所有的感情的海洋之源。
And according to how we want to love him, Krishna reciprocates.
根据个体愿意跟他怎么样交流呢 ？Krishna 跟着他这样来交流。
The way we want to serve Krishna, Krishna reciprocates.
我们想要跟 Krishna 交流的方式呢 ，Krishna 用那样的方式跟我们交流。
Like, for instance, Krishna takes his flute as a neutral loving sentiment with Krishna.
比方说呢 ，Krishna 的笛子，这个笛子是中性的感情呢 ，Krishna 接受它。
The flute is a devotee.
这个笛子也是奉献者。
In the spiritual world, there is no material energy.
在灵性世界没有任何物质能量。
There's all devotees.
所有都是奉献者。
Krishna's flute, Krishna's peacock feather, Krishna's shoes, these are all devotees.
不管是 Krishna 的笛子啊 ，Krishna 的孔雀毛啦 ，Krishna 的鞋子啊，什么都是奉献者。
The rocks are devotees.
那一些石头啦，也是奉献者。
They have a neutral relationship with Krishna.
他们跟 Krishna 是中性的关系。
There is not so much reciprocation.
那里没有很多的交流。
If Krishna wants to play his flute, he picks up.
当 Krishna 想要吹笛子的时候，他就拿起那个笛子来。
And when he likes it, he puts it down.
那他愿意的时候，他也给他放下来。
That's not so much active reciprocation.
那个就没有很多所谓比较主动的关系。
But in the servant-loving sentiment, there is already nice reciprocation.
那在仆人的这种感情里面，就有更多的交流了。
Because the servant can bring food to the master.
因为仆人可以把食物东西带给主人。
Can prepare his clothing.
可以为主人准备他的衣物啊。
Like the disciple offer service to Guru.
就好像门徒呢为灵性导师做各种服务。
But there is also some hindrance in this type of loving relationship.
在这样的关系还是有一些障碍。
Because sometimes the master may tell the servant, now you can go.
有时候主人可能叫这个仆人说：“你现在可以走了。”
I don't need you now.
我现在不需要你了。
But there is already some sweetness experience in this loving relationship.
那在这种关系已经有一些甜美的交流了。
And that sweetness is compared with sugarcane juice.
这种甜美的感觉就好像是甘蔗汁一样。
Do you like sugarcane juice?
喜欢甘蔗汁吗？
It's good. Huh? Sugarcane juice is nice.
甘蔗汁是好的。
It's very natural. You can drink as much as you like.
是天然的哈，要喝多少就喝多少。
But then the loving relationship increases in sweetness.
那在甜美的感觉增加了。
That's the friendship loving relationship.
在朋友之间的交流。
There is two aspects in the friendship loving relationship.
在朋友交流之间有两个方面。
In one, there is a feeling of respect, reverence.
在一方面是觉得充满了敬意、尊敬。
Like Arjuna with Krishna.
就好像 Arjuna 对 Krishna 一样。
When Krishna manifests his supreme position, Arjuna was offering prayers with great respect and great reverence.
当Krishna 展示出他至尊的地位时，Arjuna 向他很尊敬的献上致敬的祷文。
He was even feeling embarrassed that previously had treated Krishna in an equal way.
这时 Arjuna 还觉得有一点尴尬，就是先前他把 Krishna 当作跟他是平辈这样对待。
But it's very sweet that this friendly relationship with
在
Krishna.
这个跟 Krishna 甜美的这个友谊的关系是很甜美的。
But in Goloka Vrindavan, this friendly relationship is even sweeter.
在格洛卡文达文呢，跟 Krishna 这种友谊关系是更加的甜美。
Respect and these honorable formalities disappear.
在格洛卡文达文这种所谓跟 Krishna 那种崇高尊敬啦，或者是说敬畏的这种情绪都没有了。
They can even joke with Krishna.
他们甚至跟 Krishna 开玩笑。
Krishna, close your eyes, open your mouth, we're going to give you a sweet.
就是 Krishna 眼睛闭起来啦，张开嘴巴，我们要给你吃甜点啦。
And then poof, they put a flower inside his
结果
mouth.
他们呢丢了花到 Krishna 嘴里去。
Or they jump on Krishna's shoulders.
或是呢跳到 Krishna 的肩膀上玩。
They play with him, wrestle with him. Oh, you are so weak.
跟 Krishna 角力啦、比赛啦，然后说 Krishna 你怎么这么弱什么的。
And Krishna reciprocates with this loving relationship.
那 Krishna 跟他们这样子的各种爱的交流。
So this loving relationship is compared with molasses.
那这个
When sugar cane boiled and turns into molasses.
这个时候呢，不只是像甘蔗，就像这个麦芽糖更浓了。
Is even better than sugar cane
那个
juice.
麦芽糖就浓度就比这个所谓甘蔗汁更浓了。
Then when it becomes sweeter in the parental affection,
那在父母之情呢，更加的甜美。
then it's like from molasses to crystal sugar.
这个时候就变成这个麦芽糖变成冰糖哈，整块了。
So here the affection is so intense.
这时候跟 Krishna 这种感情呢是非常浓烈、不可分的。
That the devotee thinks that he has to protect Krishna.
那奉献者感觉那么深，都觉得要保护，必须要保护 Krishna。
Like Mother Yashoda.
就好像亚修达母亲。
He chants all kinds of mantras, he touch all different parts of the body so the demons will not harass Krishna.
所以呢，这个亚修达就念着各种 mantra， 碰着 Krishna 的身体的各个部分，念着不同 mantra， 就是让恶魔不会去侵略 Krishna。
And she does not give him food. He thinks, if I don't give him food, he's going to die.
然后他想说，他如果没给 Krishna 吃东西 ，Krishna 会死。
So this is the feeling, that love is so intense that the devotee thinks that he has to protect, has to take care of Krishna.
这就是奉献者对 Krishna 爱是那么浓烈，觉得呢，他一刻不能不保护 Krishna， 否则会被死。
Even the punishment by the beloved is very intimate, very sweet.
即使说被爱的人所惩罚，也是非常甜美的。
So this is how the sweetness in a loving sentiment is increasing.
这就是在爱的关系里面，怎么样感觉就爱的增加了这种浓度。
And then from sugar, crystal sugar, it comes to rock candy.
那个冰糖变成更厚的这种冰糖啊。
It becomes very condensed sweet.
那种很浓的那种冰糖，很甜。
This is the conjugal loving relationship.
那这就是伴侣之间的爱的关系。
Completely dedication to please the desires of Krishna.
完全的，就是为了 Krishna。
The gopis, they have no desire for their own pleasure.
牧牛姑娘们没有任何为自己的什么的愿望。
Zero desire for their own pleasure.
是零的，0%的给自己的。
We cannot even imagine that.
我们
We cannot even
根本也
imagine.
无法去想象那样子的爱，
Do not care anything about ourselves.
完全不顾自己，
They don't care for their own selves.
他们一点都不顾自己，
The only thing they are concerned is Krishna's pleasure.
他们唯一考虑想到就是 Krishna 的快乐。
And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in this last verse of Shikshastakam, he explains this feeling.
主哲他妈巴布在八训歌的最后一段说了
Ashlishya bhapadaratam pinastu mam. Ashlishya bhapadaratam pinastu mam. Adarshanam marmatam karotu va. Yata tata vavidatu lampato. Mat prananatastu sae lampara. Okay, English to English, Chinese to Chinese, together. I know no one but Krishna, Lord, and he shall remain so, even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken heart by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally. He can do anything and everything.
Krishna 想要怎么样变怎么样，他都可以来为我。
So this is the highest loving sentiment that we can have with Krishna.
那这是我们可以给 Krishna 的最高的感情。
So all these wonderful loving sentiments that we just overviewed,
我们刚刚所看到的各种这种感情呢
they can be experienced by any one of us simply by vibrating purely the holy name.
我们任何人都可以仅只是念诵，纯粹的念诵圣名，都可以经验到其中的任何。
It's there available to us.
是我们可以接触到的。
We have received the name from a pure devotee.
我们从纯粹奉献者那得到圣名了。
That holy name is pure, is Krishna.
那个圣名是纯粹、纯洁，就是 Krishna。
We just have to make effort to avoid any obstacle to our pure chanting.
我们就只是要去努力来去除那一些我们要的纯粹念诵的障碍。
Beginning with offenses.
就是最开始要避免这些冒犯。
Avoiding the 10 offenses.
避免那10项冒犯。
So if you come to the point of chanting purely holy names, then gradually the name unfolds into these loving relationships with Krishna.
所以呢，我们呢是进到纯粹念诵的阶段呢，我们可以直接进到这种像跟 Krishna 这种各类的交流。
We see ourselves as we are.
我们看我们自己的样子。
We will see Krishna.
我们原本的样子的时候，我们看到 Krishna。
And we will know our loving relationship with Him.
那个时候我们会知道我们跟 Krishna 的爱的关系是什么样。
Because that loving relationship is eternal, has been always there.
因为跟 Krishna 那永恒的关系是永恒的，是一直都在那儿的。
It's through the chanting of the holy names that this is going to be revealed.
是经由念诵圣名而揭示出来的。
We don't need to do more than that.
我们不需要再做其他的了。
Piece of cake, just chant the holy names purely.
就是纯粹的念诵圣名。
Just avoid the offenses.
就只要避免冒犯。
Seems so easy, huh?
听起来很容易。
It sounds so easy.
听起来很容易。
And it is easy.
但也是容易的。
The problem is that we are very difficult.
问题是我们自己是个难
We are
难缠的人。
very complicated.
我们自己把自己弄得很复杂。
If you accept this just simple as a child, we can chant the holy names purely and evoke all these loving sentiments.
如果我们就像小孩这样单纯的接受呢，我们就可以很容易的纯粹的念诵圣名。
That's why the chanting of the holy names is the most important practice in our devotional life.
这就是为什么念诵圣名是我们所有各种练习里面最重要的。
Everything else we do is just to help us to come to the point where we can chant the holy names purely.
我们所做的任何一切都是来帮助我们来纯粹的念诵圣名。
One time the devotees were complaining to Srila Prabhupada, we have so many things to do in the temple, so many activities.
曾经有一次呢，有人跟抱怨说，我们庙里面好多事情啊，很多事情需要去做。
Some devotees wanted to leave the temple, to live outside.
有些奉献者要搬开庙里去住外面啊。
Because there was so much to do in the temple.
因为他觉得庙里事情太多了。
So much service.
好多服务。
Srila Prabhupada explained.
他就解释说。
We create so many activities in our society.
我们在我们协会里面创造了很多活动。
So that our disciples can have their senses always very engaged.
因此，我们的门徒们呢，可以他们的感官都是一直在进行服务。
And by having their senses always very engaged, their minds become peaceful.
让他们的感官进行服务，一直都有事情做呢，他们心才会平和。
And when their minds become peaceful, then they can chant the holy names purely.
当他们心里平静的时候，他们才能纯粹的念诵圣名。
So ultimately is the chanting of the holy name.
所以最终呢，重点就是念诵圣名。
That's why when we interact with people.
因此，我们跟别人在互动的时候
，and we meet somebody a little interested.
我们遇到一些有兴趣的人
，don't need to speak about too much philosophy.
不要讲一大段哲学。
Oftentimes make people very confused because we know so many things and they don't know anything, and you bring all the philosophy you know, and they feel and they cannot figure out anything we are telling them.
那一开始就哗啦哗啦跟他讲一大大哲学，我们懂了很多，他什么都不懂，他一听反而要困惑，他搞不清楚了。
The main thing is to make the person somehow or other chant the holy names.
主要就是说，不管怎么样的方法，就是要让那个人去念诵圣名。
We have a far out method of really keeping us very happy all the time.
我们有太棒的方法，让大家都一直是保持快乐的。
You just keep chanting this mantra.
就是一直念诵这个 mantra。
I believe you can chant with me.
我觉得，我相信你可以跟我一起念。
I just make them chant.
我就是让他们来念。
This is wonderful.
这是非常棒的事。
Don't preach you should be vegetarians. We don't preach. That's useless.
不要去跟他说你要素食啊，你要干嘛？那没有用。
just make them chant the holy names.
只要让他们来念诵圣名。
Because if they chant the holy names, they already began their spiritual lives.
因为如果他们开始念诵圣名，他们就开始他们的灵性生活了。
That's why we go in Harinam.
这就是为什么我们出去外面 Harinam 唱诵。
As one friend, he was asking me yesterday.
昨天有一个人
He
问
didn't come
我，
today. So he said, do you see people coming after you go in Harinam? People are coming to the temple.
然后就问说，你们在外面唱诵之后，有没有人跟着你们进到庙里来？
He said, maybe sometimes.
有时候也许有人。
But that's not our purpose, that we go outside and people follow us and come to the temple. It would be nice.
当然这不是我们目的。当然如果说了我们出去外面唱诵，有人跟我们来啦，这也很好。
But we are creating auspiciousness in the hearts of everyone.
我们在每个人心中创造这个吉祥。
We are giving them opportunity to hear the holy names.
我们让他们有机会来聆听这个圣名。
And to hear the holy name is one of the 9 processes of devotion.
聆听圣名呢是9项奉爱服务的程序之一。
Shravanam,
Shravanam,
hearing.
聆听。
And ISKCON, if they repeat ISKCON,
那如果他们跟着唱诵，就叫 Kirtana。
they don't know they are doing devotional service.
在这样之中，他们不晓得他们是在进行奉爱服
How
务。
you call that? Unknowing devotional service?
就是
Agyata Sukriti.
就是说，这就是说，在不知不觉中做的奉爱服务就是无缘的奉爱服务
And by accumulation of this Agyata Sukriti, eventually one day they knock at the door.
经由一个人累积他们在不知觉之中的这个奉爱服务，有一天时候到，他们会来的，
They become attracted.
他们会受到吸引。
So that's what we do when you go outside chanting the holy names.
这就是我们当外面去唱诵圣名所
Or
做的，
distribute books.
或是去派发书籍。
We are creating Agyata Sukritis in the hearts of so many people.
我们呢是在给很多人的心中呢，给他们制造这 Agyata Sukriti 在不知不觉中的奉爱。
Only those who block their ears,
除非是自己故意把耳朵遮起来的
they
人，
will not have the chance.
他们就没有机会。
But we don't see anybody blocking their ears.
在我们这里我们台湾没有看到人家说你路上他故意把耳朵遮起来。
So even if you think they are not paying attention to us, they don't even neglect us, they are hearing the holy name.
其实他们没有注意我们，甚至忽略我们，但是他们还是有听到圣名。
This name is transcendental.
这个名字是超然的，
It's eventually is going to touch their hearts.
最终是会触动一个人的心的。
So we may say, but we are not pure devotees.
我们也许会说，我们不是纯粹奉献者，
And we are chanting the holy names, so our chanting is not pure.
那我们也在唱诵圣名，可是我们的唱诵也不纯洁。
But we are going Harinam on the order of the spiritual master,
No.
Srila Prabhupada.
我们出去外面唱诵圣名 ，Harinam 是我们遵循了圣帕乌帕的训示。
Because Srila Prabhupada wanted us to go on Harinam.
因为帕乌帕要我们出去外面传布圣名，
So we get the potency to give the holy name to others.
所以呢，由于帕乌帕这样子有这个力量把圣名传给别人，
So they are getting the benefit.
所以那些人会得到益处。
So this is for others, and much more should be for us because we practice every day.
那这是给他们的益处，那也是更多是要给我们，因为我们每天练习，
We practice every day, so many times chanting the holy names.
我们每天练习那么多次，在练习念诵圣名。
So we have to make sure that our practice, any practice of devotional service, particularly the chanting of the holy names, is not mechanical.
所以我们必须要确定，我们每天做的练习的奉爱服务，特别是念诵圣名，不是机械化的。
And we should not chant without desires.
而且我们不应该是没有愿望的这样念着。
You should have the desire to develop love for Krishna.
我们必须要有这种愿望，就是要培养对 Krishna 的爱。
Even if it's going to take a long time.
其实呢，会要很久的时间。
But we chant with this desire to one day achieve love for Krishna.
但是我们要有这样的愿望，就是 带着要为培养对 Krishna 的爱，即使要很久很久时间才培养到。
It's not a selfish desire.
这不是自私的欲望。
Because to love Krishna means to serve Krishna, to please Krishna.
因为爱 Krishna 的意思就是要服务 Krishna， 要取悦 Krishna。
So Srila Prabhupada has a very nice sutra where he erupts or summarizes all this we have explained in these two presentations in one paragraph.
Prabhupada 有一段很好的寄语，包含了所有的这些内容。
Everything explained in one paragraph.
一切都在这一段。
Srila Prabhupada said together, transcendental sound is the cause of creation. We have to receive transcendental sound through the transcendental channel. Therefore, the Vedas are called Shruti. That means transcendental sound can be received through the ear. And by hearing this transcendental sound through the ear, our heart becomes spiritually purified, and we can realize the transcendental name, transcendental qualities, transcendental form, transcendental pastimes, etc. That is the way of the descending process. Everything we explained, Srila Prabhupada, we have presented in 3 hours, Srila Prabhupada does in one sutra.
我们用了3个小时讲呢，那 Prabhupada 就在用这一段里面都包含在里面了。
Okay, in Chinese.
圣巴巴德说，超然的一切是创造的根源。我们必须透过超然的频道来接收超然的声音，因此回答经被叫做信转。那意味着超然的声音可以透过耳朵来接收，借由耳朵来聆听这超然的声音，我们的心会被净化。如此，我们就能觉悟这个超然的名字、超然的品质、超然的形象，以及超然的娱乐活动等等。那就是由源头向传让我们接受圣名的方法程序。
So we are eternal indebted to our beloved Srila Prabhupada.
所以我们是永恒于亏欠于圣 Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada succeeded in implanting Krishna consciousness all over the world, mainly because of his intense conviction, profound faith on the chanting of the holy names.
Prabhupada 呢，在全世界传扬圣名，可以这样子的成功呢，完全是他对主的圣名的不移动、坚定、完全的信心。
Srila Prabhupada sat under a tree in Thompson Square in New York, and from there the movement developed.
Prabhupada 到了美国纽约的唐宾这个公园呢，坐在那个树下，这样开始唱诵，然后整个运动后来一直发展。
Perhaps you already know, there's the movie produced by Yadubara Prabhu and his wife Vishaka-Mataji, Hare-Krishna movie that is coming on the theaters. Already came on and has been presented in many theaters in the United States, and is going to go all over the world.
就包括一个资深门徒叫做 prabhu 呢，他收集了很多影片，那特别做了一个叫 Hare-Krishna 这个影片，还有他跟他老婆 Vishaka-Mataji 呢一起弄，在美国的一些电影院已经开始放映了，有些地方也开始在重播了。
It's very. Everybody saw it; they were amazed.
非常惊人的这个成就。
Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna people, and the man behind everything, and the person behind everything. So the story of our movement, the Maha-mantra Hare Krishna, particularly the person who brought all this.
就是 Hare Krishna 的人 ，Hare Krishna mantra、Hare Krishna 运动，然后就是说。
And the person who have brought all this.
然后把这个带出来的人呢，然后他的成就啊。
Sorry for newcomers. It might sound a little not too much, but not so understandable. But if you have any questions, you can shoot.
对于新 可能刚第一次来不太熟悉，但是如果有问题可以请问可以问。
You said that the soul is in like a dormant state, but the soul is still desiring.
The soul is in a dormant state, but the soul is desiring.
说到说灵魂是潜藏不动的，如果说在睡眠状态，但是呢，灵魂本质又是本身存有欲望的。
Yes, desire is the symptom of the soul. Yeah. Desire is the symptom.
愿望是灵魂的一个症状。
And desire, that's why the mind is the medium that connects. Medium connects with the active senses. Through the mind, the soul connects with the active sense. Through the desires expressed through the mind, then the sense is active, but the soul is not active.
灵魂它不活跃，但是灵魂透过心意呢，把它的欲望传达到各种感官去表达，或者说呢，从感官收受到心意，然后把这个心意这个信息传给这个灵魂。
But the soul itself is not active.
灵魂本身并不活跃。
In material conditioning.
在物质状态下，灵魂不活跃。
That's why Krishna, what is that verse? If you think we are the cause of our activity, and it's only, but what is that verse? It's only because of false ego that we think we are the doer of any activity. What is the verse? Ahankara vimudhatma. So only because of ahankara, only because of false ego, we think that we are active in this material world.
在伯切梵歌解释里面就是说到，由于我们的假我们认为是事情的行为者。
Everything, all the activities are carried by material nature.
一切的活动都是由物质自然在进行的。
But we are responsible because we are the ones who desire.
但是我们是有责任的，是因为我们自己的欲望想要的。
And Krishna satisfies our desires.
Krishna 就满足我们的欲望。
And he puts into motion the material nature.
那由于 Krishna 满足的欲望，让我们把我们丢到这个物质能量里面，让物质能量在运行。
And when material nature is moving according to our desires, because of false ego, we think, oh, I'm doing it.
那物质能量在运行呢，到由于我们自己假我的概念，认为是我们在作用，我们在进行这个。
I want to raise my finger and my finger.
我想要举起我的手指，我的手指举起来了。
So I'm totally convinced that I raise my finger.
所以我很完全的相信是我自己举起我的手。
But that's material energy.
但是呢，是物质能量在作用。
Krishna just satisfies that desire, and the mechanical movement is done by material energy.
那 Krishna 就是满足我们这个个体的一些欲望，那这是物质能量在进行，满足我们的欲望。
That's why there are so many demigods.
因此有那么多的半神人。
How many are there? 33 million demigods. 33 million demigods. 33 million.
33 million 3300万个半神人。
So it means for any single movement in material nature, there is a demigod in charge.
我们有任何毫发什么一动，每一个细节都有一个半神人在控制。
I have seen you are blinking your eyes.
我看到你眼皮在眨动。
There is a demigod in charge of making your eyes blinking.
也是有半神人啊，神仙在控制你的眼皮可不可以动。
Sudaga is smiling.
那个谁在笑着哈。
And he thinks he's smiling.
他认为他自己在笑。
But he's a demigod in charge at moving your face into a smile.
是有半神人在控制你的肌肉，让你这个肌肉可以这样动，然后有这个笑的这个动作。
They are the ones who manipulate material energy.
是由半神人们这些神仙在掌管物质能量。
Under the control of Krishna.
然后在 Krishna 的这个控制之下。
Krishna is the supreme controller.
Krishna 是至尊控制者。
We are powerless within the material energy. We are totally powerless.
我们是完全无力的啊，在物质能量里面完全无力。
But through desire, because of our desire, we develop the false ego and we think that we are doing everything.
那由于我们的欲望呢，然后有我们的假我，我们认为是我们自己在进行，我们在做。
So in material consciousness, the soul is not has no activity.
所以呢，在物质状态里面，灵魂是没有活动的。
But when we engage in devotional service, then the soul becomes active.
但是当我们进行奉爱服务的时候，这灵魂是活跃的。
So the soul expresses through devotional activities, because devotional activities are of the same nature as the soul.
那个时候呢，灵魂透过这个奉爱服务来表达自己，因为呢，这个灵魂跟这个奉爱服务是同样的品质，是灵性的。
Make sense? Any other burning question there?
切的问题。
Okay, we stop here. Thank you very much.
谢谢各位。
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Bol.